to this film, I actually reached out. Now I have a body of work for people to see, and they love what I'm doing, and they decided to invest. So now I have sponsors, people that have sponsored lights, people have sponsored their times. I had 2 videographers who decided to come from Atlanta to help me out, to help get props, to help pay for buildings now, to house the actors when they come in town.
Oh,
And so I thank God for that.
Awesome. Miss Charay, I think we got a phone caller. Good morning, caller. Are you with us this morning?
Yes, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning. How are you? And welcome.
Wonderful. This is Pastor O'Shea from Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, wow.
Hi.
And, hello.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Oh my God, it's so funny that you're calling. Oh wow, but I'll let you tell it.
Well, it's probably been some years now. The very first Is This Love?
Yes.
Was getting started, and I met a young lady. I was visiting
Oh, he gonna make me cry.
in the South Carolina area.
No.
One of the local hotels. And there was this aspiring young lady that I met, and she kept me up all night to view her brand new movie. And I viewed that movie. I was tremendously blessed. I've actually shared it as I've traveled around the country.
Oh.
And as I've watched God He's faithful. She shared her dreams and desires that night, what she wanted to be and where she was going. And from that moment until now, I'm really excited to see how the Lord has blessed her faithfulness, how He has increased her, how He has enlarged her borders. And I'm so excited. And the only thing I asked of her years ago, I still ask today, is when she's getting that Grammy, that Oscar, that Tony Award,
Yes.
is that she remembers Pastor O'Shea.
Yes, sir. Oh.
Oh wow, this is very
I'm
special.
so excited, so proud of her and the things that she's doing, and I'm one of her #1 supporters.
Oh, wow. Thank you for calling in, Pastor. I know that does her heart.
It does.
Good.
It does.
Oh, God, that is
It does.
awesome. Your support system is strong.
Oh wow.
Thank you all. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Pastor, for calling. That is
Thank you.
Oh, wow. And I know that just makes you all warm and fuzzy on the inside. And
Yes, because that's my first movie that I did. And I was working at the hotel. I worked there for about 7 years at night. And it was hard. It was rough to try to do everything I was doing and have to get up. And sometimes I didn't sleep. I was work third shift. So I did that for a while. And he came into the hotel, and I'm a people's person. You know, sometimes people be like, oh, why are you so happy? Or why are you so, but I mean, it comes from God. I mean, we're supposed to be. Why walk around with a frown?
Right.
Why walk around not being happy? And so he came into the hotel one night, and I started talking to him, and he told me what he did and who he was. And we just talked about life. We talked about the word. We talked about people. And then I told him about my film, and he was like, okay, well, I'll check it out. And he actually sat right there in the kitchen area and watched my film that night. To early in the morning. He came in. I don't think he went to sleep until breakfast started.
Oh, wow.
And he did a video, which is actually on my YouTube, where he was talking about the film and what he thought about it. And he actually purchased a copy of it, so he supported me as well. So thank you, Pastor, for calling in.
Yes, ma'am. And reading your bio, you've done extensive work. You've been on HBO. You've been on Fox TV. Kind of talk about that experience.
Yes, definitely an experience. Like I said, I wanted to venture out more into acting. And so about, I think it's in 2015 when I did my Rapture film, I met with Brittany with Angels Nation. And she signed me under her agency. And so she started submitting me to projects. And so it was extra work, background work, HBO's Vice Principals. I did Outcast, that's on Cinemax. And just recently that's coming out. Actually, I think next week, Shots Fired with Sanaa Lathan. And so I was in some scenes with her. And so it's been an experience to see how they operate with the cast, the directors, and whatnot, and see all the hard work and what it takes to actually really put something together.
Wow. Now, what words of encouragement or advice would you give to someone that wants to pursue acting, wants to pursue production and film?
But definitely make sure this is something that you want to do because you have a passion for it. Because if you do not,
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work and you're not going to last because you're going to give up. You're not going to want to fight for it. And, then you got to make sure it's something that God wants you to do. That's part of your journey. Because a lot of times we try to venture out into areas and it's not meant. That's not where God wants us to go. And so if God doesn't want us to go, then it won't work. So definitely seek God for direction. Do your research. Don't listen to other people. It's always best. I mean, you can listen, but also follow up behind it and make sure that it's accurate because you don't want to get caught out there in anything, any type of legal mess because you got to make sure you have all your paperwork, all your ducks in a row when it comes to putting a production together. And that's just with anything, any type of business. So do your research, pray, be dedicated, and do it with love.
Oh, wow. Now, what else is in store for you? I know you're still working on Take It or Leave It, but after that is finalized and completed, what else can we be on the lookout for, Mrs. Vaughn?
Well, I haven't posted about it yet, and I think I told you, and I'm going to say it.
Spill the beans. Exclusively heard here first on a Weevo.
Well, unless God said otherwise, as of right now, Take It or Leave It will be my last film.
No. Let's just say taking a break.
I sounded like Eddie Murphy. But yeah, I'm going to actually focus more into acting.
Oh, okay.
And more on my community talk show. Let's talk about it as well.
Now, enlighten us about that show. Let's talk about it. How can we catch it? How can we support it?
It's online on YouTube. I post the videos on YouTube, so you can type in Charay Vaughn.
You are just all over the place.
You can type in Charay Vaughn, and you can watch clips. I interviewed Thelma from Good Times. Rodney
How
Perry.
was that?
Oh, you need to watch it. You need to watch it. You need to watch it. But
I'm going.
And the funny thing about it is that I didn't. Okay, of course I didn't know what she had on, but our hair was the same color. Our hair was pinned up the same way. She had on blue and black, and I had on blue and black.
Are you serious? Y'all was sitting up there looking like twins.
Doublemint twins.
Yeah.
Let me stop. But yes, I mean, it was such a, oh wow. And I have to shout out to Von Vito. He is the one, he's her manager. So he's the one who set everything up for me to meet her. She had came to the time, I think it's time. Where's the arena in Charlotte?
Yeah.
It was CIAA weekend.
Okay.
I forgot the name of the arena name. But she was there. Is it Time
I think
Warner?
it is Time
Warner Arena. Okay, that's what it was. And I drove there. Actually, I had got sick. My sinuses was really bad. I was coughing and eyes watering, but I was
prevailed and pulled it out.
Right, because when I started the talk show, I had a co-host, and then all of a sudden the co-host faded away, and I was like, oh no, because I'm always the one I like to share. I'm not the one that just needs to it's just me. Y'all get behind me. That's not me. I'm like, we all.
You're not a diva.
We all come together, and do this together. And but I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to give up, and I didn't stop. And she was my first celebrity guest. So that was back in 2011.
And it's still going on
2010,
strong.
2011.
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Now, with the production that's in the works now, how can our listeners get more details on that? We definitely want to get you back to get an update and encourage everyone to go out and support it. But is there like a website where we can view you and the cast members and kind of get familiarized with the product?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. The Facebook fan page. Just Take It or Leave It. And then, like I said, the website, which has trailers and the full-length feature films of my movie, clips of my talk shows, and then pictures of the cast, which I'm still trying to pull it up.
Take your time. You got time.
I'm still trying to pull it up. Look, are we going to go to break?
We can if we need to. We can, because I definitely want you to give them a shout out.
Yes, ma'am.
In midst of the show. And I got to commend you being a gorgeous, young African-American woman in this industry, because normally when you think about movies, when you think about productions, you think of a man.
Oh.
You think of a man. So I commend you for believing in yourself and stepping out on faith and being able to produce and allow us to have stories that we can relate to from a female's perspective. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be back to wrap it up for part 1 of Scotland County's Wake Up on AM 1460 We Will Radio, your community radio station of inspiration and information. Our in-live studio guest, the beautiful Miss Charay Vaughn, talking about the great works that she's doing with her movies and productions. We'll be back momentarily with much more of Scotland County's Wake Up. Stay with us. Good morning.
Hello, I'm Radio Land. This is Reverend Jesse McClendon, the pastor of Doing